I don't know about you, but when I was first diagnosed with Parkinson's, I had this rush of overwhelm and um, fear, anxiety, because it was a shock to receive that news. For me, it was the dopamine scan, which is called a DAT scan. And that checks the levels of dopamine in your brain, which helps to control uh, our central nervous system and helps us to communicate movement to the muscles, to the joints. And mine was below the acceptable level. We all lose dopamine as we age, but mine was below that acceptable level. So I have medication that tries to help top up that dopamine in the brain to make motor skills, speech, the thought process flow easier. And I find it's really important to take my meds on time, because if I don't, roughly about 20 minutes to half an hour before the next dose, you can feel some of the symptoms kicking back in again. So for me, I'm on Matapar, 125 milligrams, uh, 3 times a day, and then one slow release at night. And so this is what the neurologist is trying for the moment, for the past 4 months. And whenever I see him at the end of next week, he can figure out if I'm on the right dosage, if it needs to be increased, does he need to change the medication? This is all trial and error in the beginning. So what I wanted to say was that I think at that moment you find out, you feel powerless. You feel as if your legs have been taken out from under you, because you have no idea what to expect, what's going to happen next, um, who's going to keep track of you, who's going to be there to hold that space for you, while you're going through this. And I didn't really, realize that my neurologist was going to be so proactive and bring me back after 4 months. And my Parkinson's nurse has been absolutely brilliant. I've met with her. She's also phoned me for a phone review to see how the slow release meds are going. She's also arranged for a physio, for a home visit for a physio who deals with Parkinson's, because I have what they call a frozen foot. So my left foot will stop. I'm walking and it'll stop. And you can either lose your balance, you can trip, your other foot may try to compensate for that and come forward, and you can actually injure yourself. So I have injured my right knee now for it's been about the past 8 weeks. And so there's a physio coming to assess and to see what can be done. And I think there'll be exercises in that to help with that foot. But what happens is the foot knows it wants to walk. I mean, that's the normal thing you do, is one foot in front of the other. But for whatever reason, that brain stops. The motor skill of the foot going forward stops, and you're either standing in midstream not able to move, or your other foot tries to kind of compensate for that, and you can end up falling, losing your balance. You can end up injuring yourself. So, but through all of this, I said to myself, for a few weeks there, I'd lost my power, my own power, and I didn't like feeling like that. It's not that I have to be in control of everything, but I wanted to take my power back in order to be able to cope, to be able to manage and deal with this. And I came across these, the Empath's Empowerment deck, and I thought that this was a really nice deck to be able to share with people. It's by Judith Orloff, MD. And it's cards to inspire sensitive people. And I feel that people with Parkinson's are sensitive. I think we feel a little bit vulnerable. We feel out of place. We don't feel normal, whatever normal is. And so I thought, right, a little affirmation can bring us back to a place of peace, a place of calm. Give us a little, mantra for the day, something to inspire us to be able to take back our power. And I think that's important. So I'm just going to take the top card. I love this. Center yourself. Take a few deep breaths to regain your center. Now you can approach life from a more mindful place. I love that because I think the key to managing symptoms, and I think this can be with any condition, not necessarily just Parkinson's, but I think the key is about centering yourself, because when you feel overwhelmed, you feel the anxiety rising, you are scared, I think bringing yourself back to center where you can have a peaceful mind, you can feel calmer. I think that's really essential for coping with any medical condition, or even, if you say you're going to take an exam, a driver's test, something like that. I think if you center yourself prior to that and you just feel that sense of calm and peace, I think you can cope, you can address, you can deal with that situation more clear. You're not, your brain isn't going mad with thoughts or negative thoughts. And so I would just say, take a few deep breaths. Just do that now. I think when you feel centered and you feel calm within your central nervous system, you're able to regain your composure and your thought process. You're slowing everything down so that you can tap into your intuition, into your gut feelings to know what is good and what is right. So, an empowerment card to help you step back into your power, center yourself.